became famous for photographing Meghan and Harry when they were having a baby, and you've done other royal photography as well. You're close to Meghan anyway, aren't you? Because you knew her before she was royal. What do you think is going on with the hate against
the
her
hate?
now?
Yeah, wow. Well, thanks for asking me, because a lot of people don't even ask about Meg in that way. She is a sister to me, someone I care about deeply, and her beautiful children and her amazing husband. But the industrial and very focused hate machine that I've seen, I've experienced myself due to my proximity to both Harry and Meghan, has been extraordinary. And what I would say is that, one day, her children will be adults, and it'll be impossible to protect them, right, from the ledger, and it is a ledger of hate that mainly the British media has been responsible for. And what I mean by that is, last time I checked, Meghan is not dropping bombs on people. She's not annexing nations. She's not a pedophile. Yet there is way more coverage and time and words spent directing hatred towards her than people that are really, really hurting people. And I do wonder how history is going to remember those that held the pen and the microphone and kissed their kids goodnight at night and paid their mortgages off the back of focusing hatred to one woman that most of them have never met. I do wonder how history will remember those that knowingly did that for the sake of the combination of misogyny, misogynoir, greed, being part of a system that they were just like, well, I was doing what my editor told me, and not caring. I do wonder how history will remember.
I mean, when you say you've experienced it, what do you mean?
Because I've had people send me DMs saying, unspeakable things that they would want to do to her, her children, her husband, myself, unspeakable things. And you have to ask yourself, how did we get here? If you don't like her, that's fine. If you don't like the things she puts out,
the TV show,
write an article saying you don't like it. But 24 hours focused hatred on this one woman, this mother, this human being, this soul, it's unforgivable.
That tweet likening newborn Archie to a chimpanzee was incredibly, and still is, incredibly triggering. You see, most black men and women that I know have had to endure that specific racial trope for most of their lives. It takes me right back to being at a rugby match as a young boy and having the parent from the other side make the ooga booga noise and do an ape dance as I run past said parent. It reminds me of the casualness that, if I want to use the word friends that I went to school with, would regularly compare me to a gorilla or an ape or a monkey, and the self-defense mechanisms I needed to conjure up just to survive it. And to see this newborn baby have to be at the receiving end of this was bad enough. But to see the casualness that it was dismissed out of hand by huge swathes of the public and media and WhatsApp groups that I'm in and fancy dinner parties that I go to was heartbreaking, to say the least. It's one thing to have unconscious bias and not have a lived experience to understand what that type of imagery is. It's another thing for me to explain it to people and they look me straight down the eyes and tell me that they still think it's just a joke. Institutionalized racism is death by 1,000 cuts. And this really is a prime example of it, a clear example of something that should be utterly unacceptable. that is somehow made to feel as something that we shouldn't take that seriously. And it went and left the news cycle with such pace relative to the damage that it has caused to so many, including Archie's family. We must be better than this. We must be.
It's not because I hate Meghan, I don't. And when she and Harry went to America, saying, well, they wanted a private life and all the rest of it, and yet everything they did proved the opposite, that they still wanted to be the centre of attention.
They were hurting. I do believe they were.
All these podcasts, all these Netflix series, those are not things you do if you want to escape the public gaze. And this Netflix series, I mean, she's not even in her own house. She's in someone else's lovely kitchen, using all of their ingredients, using all of their surfaces. And it's just the whole thing smacks of being so false. And it's just tapped.
Ian, does Delia Smith cook in her own kitchen for television?
I've no idea.
Does Nigella Lawson cook in her own kitchen?
I don't know.
I rest my case. We judge Meghan by different standards. I totally empathise with why Meghan, who famously, and I think arguably less cruelly, hasn't weaponised her own children in the media in the way that the royal family are expected to. It is part of the shtick of being the first family of Britain. But at least she hasn't done that for money, and I commend her for it.
Expectation that shouldn't you have an expectation that you're going to have to lose privacy?
Well, it's two things here.
That's part of the deal.
Two things here. I think everyone has a basic right to privacy. Basic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about anything that anybody else wouldn't expect. So if you're at work and you have a photograph of your child on your desk and your coworker says, oh my gosh, your kid's so cute, that's fantastic, can I see your phone so I can see all the pictures of your child? You go, no, this is the picture I'm comfortable sharing with you. And then if they double down and say, no, but you already showed me that one, so you have to show me everything. You know what, I'm just going to hire someone to sit in front of your house or hide in the bushes and take pictures into your backyard because you've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. There's no one who's on Instagram or social media that would say, because I shared this one picture, that entitles you to have my entire camera roll. Go ahead, look through it. No one would want that. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just a basic understanding.
Look who's making Meghan's single skillet spaghetti. Say that 3 times really fast.
So here's a recipe that has taken the internet by storm. Everybody wants to make the one-pot pasta.
None other than Martha Stewart herself. So are you gonna call Martha unrelatable now? This just goes to prove, no matter how much the haters hate on Meghan Sussex, she is the moment. She is the zeitgeist. And for the haters complaining about Meghan calling spaghetti or pasta noodles, technically they are noodles because that's what the Chinese call them. And if it weren't for the Chinese, you wouldn't have spaghetti or pasta.
Y'all told me to look forward to the Vicky episode, and many of you said that it made you cry. And I totally get it because I almost cried when she mentioned the TIG. Because I am so new to this club, I never got to experience the TIG. Honestly, every time it comes up, I get so upset. Can she bring it back? I need the TIG to have a resurrection. That's what I need. I need the TIG resurrection. Easter, that'd be the perfect day for it because I need to be a part of this. I need to be a part of this vlog. So that was the first moment that I almost cried. But honestly, this woman, I just completed 2.5 years of really challenging therapy, and I am really in a peaceful, soft girl era. I'm so grateful for therapy. If y'all are considering it, please do it. It'll be the best thing you ever do for yourself. Finding this show has really just reinforced the energy that I want in my life, the energy that I want for myself. The way she moves, her cadence, the way she places the vegetables in the basket, when the milk overflowed, how calmly she addressed it, how peaceful she is with everything. And I understand that there's comments of privilege and ease, and a win for one of us is a win for all of us, if you ask me. And you know what? I'm happy for her. And I love that we're getting these reminders to slow down. I love that we're getting these reminders to lean into girlhood. You can tell that the women in her life really do reinforce who she is as a woman. The way they support her, the way they love her, they often say things like, you've always been this way. Like, this is who you've always been. Like, oh, back in the day when you gave me that gift, back in the day when you did that. It is so clear that Meghan has always been this woman, but also she has surrounded herself with women who really match her vibe and just reinforce that softness and that ease. And it's beautiful. Vicky was a poet. The way she just so seamlessly included the symbolism of the dumpling, the way she poetically differentiated ritual from routine. Does Vicky have a book? Does Vicky have a class? Is she hosting yoga classes nearby? I need to be a part of them. The way Vicky brought culture and ritual to everything, she just brought us back to the essence, the core of purpose. Everything has a purpose. I love this episode, and I love the women that she surrounds herself with, because they let her sit in it. They let her bask in it. They let her just be the girl that she is. And it also is allowing me to be the girl that I am. And it's allowing me to sit in this beautiful soft era that I earned for myself. I freaking love this show. The music, the cadence, the guests, the friendships, the girlhood, you name it. I'm just all in for it. I just really need the Tig to have a resurrection. I think Easter 2025 is a solid suggestion. Mother's Day special with her mom would just... The storytelling in the show, you can see the arc of her just as a person. I mean, her mom was a travel agent and took her all over the world. There's a reason why there's so much depth to this woman, and it started with her mother. And she continued to surround herself with women who reinforced that, and you can see it, and I love it, and I'm a fangirl. So the Roy episode, the Vicky episode, what's next? I'm going to keep going down the list of episodes, but what are some of the other ones that I can really look forward to? Also, I think I found the green Band-Aids. They're arriving soon, and if I found them, of course I'm going to share. We all need to have green Band-Aids. I also have to say thank you to all of you for being so kind when I misspelled her name on the last video. I don't know why I did that. I spelled her name correctly in all the other videos, and then randomly one day I just chose violence, and I'm sorry. And all of you were so graceful and beautiful about it, and I appreciate you. Only a few of you mentioned it, and it still was in a funny, very sweet way. So I love you all, and I'm going to be on my game, I promise. I don't know where that came from. I love the women that I found here. I love that this is what we love. And I love that this is what we love together. And I love that this is what we want for each other. So what's the next episode, and how are we getting Netflix to give us a Mother's Day special? We all need to call them. Let's call them. Anyway, I love you all, and I can't wait for the next one.
So here we are. This is the quadrangle in the middle of Buckingham Palace. Let's go in. This, of course, is the Grand Hall.
It is.
It is very grand. How many visitors do you think you'll get?
Hopefully about 500,000 visitors will visit us.
That's incredible, isn't it? It really is.
And they bring in so much money from tourism.
Well, that's not true. But it is true. No, it is. That's definitely not true. It's definitely not true. Now, let's...
Morning friends, happy Friday. It's felt like a long week in the UK, but like Meghan's Instagram account, we are seeing the first signs of spring in the UK. And yesterday, actually at lunchtime, when I went for a walk in between work stuff, it was warm enough just to be in a t-shirt. More of the same to come. We've had a long winter. Get to the point, Martin. Are those Harry's feet in the top left-hand corner of this lovely Instagram image? I think they might be. And just great content from Meghan, to be honest. All garden focused, all spring focused, the children enjoying picking strawberries. Now, my strawberry plants in the UK are about this big. They are literally months away from producing fruit. Obviously, we have a slightly different climate in the UK, but hats off to anyone that can do these brilliant family bonding jobs with their children. And this from Meghan, again, it's just genius PR. It's backing up the Netflix series about the things you can do with your family, low cost, high impact, high energy, great memories. As ever, comments are open. Let me know if it's t-shirt weather where you are. I don't get time to read them all. I get a lot of comments. but let me know what you think. And have a great day. See you later. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. And the amazingly talented illustrator and cartoonist Rob Brown has been at it again. And Rob, thank you so much for making sure I get new material like this before anybody else. It's much appreciated. And today's scene would be absolutely hilarious if it wasn't true. Today's scene revolves around the royal family toasting the government plans with fine wine. And those government plans are to target the most vulnerable people in society, the long-term sick and the long-term disabled, by taking money out of their benefit payments, whilst the royal family, Charles and William, continue to be left untouched and take tens of millions of pounds a year each from the UK economy. So the government want to pick on the most vulnerable, the people that literally only have just enough money to live on, and turn them back to work. A wheelchair turned into a grass mower combine harvester, a crutch turned into a spade. The most vulnerable are being forced to go back to work or be homeless, literally, whilst the billionaires continue to take tens of millions out of the economy with no questions asked. It's wrong. It's wrong in 2025. It would have been wrong in 1925. It probably happened in 1825. People of the UK, use your voice. Comments are open as ever, guys. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. And I actually paid my own hard-earned money. Cringe, I know. I've given the Daily Mail some cash, something I never said I'd do, to save you guys the time and money of doing it yourself. Because on the face of it, this headline looks quite interesting. The full story on Kate's situation and the cancer battle, some exclusives, lots of behind-the-scenes stuff. And I was really excited. I was like, let's get into this. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see if we have some snippets of the truth. And I've got to say, guys, the spoiler is, it's the same old regurgitated stories pushed out by Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace, with actually more misdirection, inconsistencies, and a lack of facts. It's literally a fluff article that gives us less information than was in the public domain before. In fact, some information that was in the public domain before that confused the hell out of everyone because it didn't make sense has actually been removed. This is Kate's life now. Every article about Kate starts with 4 paragraphs that are the same about how she's slowly returning to work after the cancer battle. That cancer will now define Kate for the rest of her life because there's nothing else to talk about. I know it's sad, and I know you shouldn't really say that about a human being, but it's the fact. Cancer is more interesting than Kate. Comments are open as ever. Have a brilliant day. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Friday. The weekend is in sight, and this is one of many examples of why billion-dollar companies like Netflix want to back Meghan Sussex and go into business with her. One of Meghan's long-term fans who was worried about Meghan's changing content made her feelings known on social media, and Meghan turned this into a PR masterclass, writing the podcaster, social media influencer, a personal handwritten note about not being fearful of the future. Let's enjoy the changes together. And obviously this letter has promoted Meghan's Netflix activity and her business activities even more because it's gone off the scale viral. Meghan is completely underestimated. I will tell you that. The British non-working royal family underestimated her. The business world underestimated her. People with brains and knowledge that run massive organisations like the head of Netflix do not underestimate her. Remember that. The people that are successful themselves know what Meghan is. The people that are not successful themselves haven't got a clue. Comments are open as ever. Let me know what you think.
You guys, I just got a letter. And I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this? Started thinking what it could be. Any guesses?
I had a conversation with a European friend of mine, I think 2 weeks ago, talking about what's going on in America. And I told him, have you noticed that only one group of people are responding, reacting? I said it's white folks that are reacting to to what's going on in America. And I said it's because black Americans are used to this nonsense. Guys, go read this book. It's called Black Fortunes by Shomari Wills. Okay? Almost every single page in this book is how white people put systems in place to make sure black Americans don't move any step further. This has been done to them for centuries. In 2025, the fact that black Americans are still alive and breathing is a fucking miracle, in my opinion. But despite all the systemic hurdles that have been placed in the presence of black Americans, they still created their own spaces. They still created their own churches, their own cities, their own industries. Don't let these people tell you that, oh, African Americans are just this. No, look at the history. Inventions. A lot of things has happened, but you want to know what happened? It's been stolen by white folks. It's been taken by white folks. The land has been taken. Their policies have been taken. Their businesses have been burnt down. Their Wall Street has been taken. So when you see what's going on now, black Americans in 2025 are numb. N-U-M-B. They are numb. They are numb to injustice. They are numb to these kind of things because it's not new. So that's why when you see people reacting to what's going on in America, it tends to be white people. Like, oh my God, this is so, I cannot believe Trump is taking away Department of Education. Black people ain't saying shit. Oh, I cannot believe he's deporting immigrants. Black people ain't saying shit. Because when black people are trying to tell people this guy is going to do this to you, guess what other people of color did? They ignored black folks because they wanted proximity to whiteness. Now that shit has hit the fan, guess who they are calling? Black folks, black Americans. Black Americans are now keeping silent, rightfully so, by the way, to what's going on in America because they've realized that other people of color, in quotes, the Indians, the Mexicans, especially the Mexicans, most of what you guys have in America, even Africans, by the way, is because of the black Americans that have fought for everybody to have access to it. Okay? So, even the so-called Arabs, the Latinos, the Indians, the Asians who are always silent, playing whoever is winning, they are now realizing that without black bodies and black voices, nobody actually fights. Even white people don't stand up and fight for themselves. I mean, I literally saw a video of a white woman at the Republican Congress being assaulted by security. They were pulling her, dragging her on the floor like she's a bag being dragged on the floor. Not one single white person, full of white people, stood up to help her out. So when black people are not there to scream and shout and fight for everybody, nobody fights for themselves. Nobody fights for us, or black Americans either. And this segregation topic that's being done now, people don't realize that black people are used to this shit. Mexicans are not even used to this shit. Asians are not used to this. Whites are not used to this. So that's why everybody's losing their mind. Blacks are used to this shit. Do you know that even for the past 3 days, I've only been seeing white people talking about let us not do segregation. Black people are happy. They want segregation.
There's a group in the UK called Everyone Hates Elon, and they've all crowdsourced their own fucking money and put up billboards all around everywhere trashing this man, and I couldn't be happier. I have to share it with all of you right now, okay? The first one is on the tube. Elon's Musk. Perfume, day 1939. Tesla, the swastika car. Now with white power steering. And them in front of... I can't. Look at his hand. What is... I can't. Goes from 0 to 1939 in 3 seconds. Tesla, the swastika car. Oh, this one's good too. X marks the rot. Delete your account. The Fast and the Fureur, if that's how you say it. Heil Tesla. And then in the corner over here it says tremendous. So good. Okay, last one. Elon Musk is a bellend. Signed, the UK. Okay, bellend, I had to look this up. And for people in the UK means asshole or douche. And I love it so much. Please, Can we here in the U.S. please crowdfund? Someone get in charge of this. Let's crowdfund our own money and put up billboards. I'm all for it. Please. This has made my fucking day.
All Americans know that President Trump has pledged to protect Social Security, just as he has pledged tariffs, and they've been on one day and off the next. Just as he has gone back and forth on his position on reproductive freedom for women in this country. And so why do I question the commitment to Social Security? Because I think it's more important to look not at a president who is well known as a man of his last word by what he says, but by what he does. And what he has done is to appoint a man who has called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, who this week has attacked the programs that Americans pay into in every paycheck, Medicare and Social Security, as being entitlements. Yes, you should be entitled to what you pay into over your work life for your Medicare and your Social Security, but he says it's a Ponzi scheme and that entitlements are the place to cut. So that's the first place. The person he chose to raid Social Security does not believe in Social Security. Number two is that we have seen this president come, not unlike the chairman of the committee this morning, but provoking much more extended laughter from Republicans in his recent speech to Congress. And what was this laughter about? All the fraud at Social Security. Can you imagine they have on their payout someone who has 350 years old, older than our republic? Can you believe this? No, you can't believe it because it's a lie. Because Social Security has had in place for some time a requirement that it doesn't pay out anything to people over 115. And though there have been some mistakes made, some underpayments, some overpayments, it has, as Mr. Neal pointed out, an incredible accuracy rate of far less of 1% of payments that have been found to be improper. It doesn't mean we shouldn't seek more accuracy and protect the system, but Social Security has worked remarkably well in the past. And that takes me to the third thing that President Trump has done that is inconsistent with his claim that he will protect Social Security and won't switch his word around as he has done on one public issue after another, and that is the determined effort of this administration to wreck the Social Security Administration. Those checks don't come down as manna from heaven. They come down because there is a dedicated workforce that is ensuring that Social Security continues to pay out month after month. And so how have Mr. Trump and Mr. Musk decided to handle that dedicated workforce? They are cutting it by 7,000 people. And among those 7,000 people are 50 that are particularly important. The Office of Transformation, as they have called it, is the customer service office at the Social Security Administration. And the Trump administration went in and fired the director of the Office of Transformation. He fired all 50 employees of that Office of Transformation. So guess what? When the shortage of employees to get the checks out dependably occurs, people are going to say, well, Social Security is just not like it used to be. It can't deliver. It's not working. It's like the post office, which they want to privatize. It's not getting our checks. We can't count on it anymore. And it's that assuring that the Social Security Administration fails to deliver that is at the core of the Republican plan to undermine Social Security. Social Security has been forced already by Republican administration to serve millions more people with fewer staff. In 2010, they had 67,000 workers ensuring timely and accurate payments to 60 million Americans. Today, they have 10,000 fewer, and when I say today, that's before the Trump cuts, serving 13 million more people. You cannot assure that Social Security provides the wonderful coverage that it has for so many years without an adequate workforce. I'm hearing from constituents that say this is an emergency. I'm hearing Republicans like Ron Johnson, the senator from Wisconsin, saying he wants to sunset altogether. Senator Mike Lee, who says he wants to phase out Social Security, to pull it out by the roots and get rid of it. My constituents believe Social Security is one of the best systems government ever put in place, and we are opposed to the Trump people undermining it as they are doing, and want to get the facts here, which is all this resolution asks for.
You know, when you run for president 2 times, you do a lot of rallies. And in fact, we were here some years ago, right here, and we had a great rally. I think we had about 10,000 people out. In the hundreds of rallies that I have done, we have never, ever had a rally as large as this. And Denver, your presence here today is not just significant for Colorado. You are sending a profound message all over the world.
Thousands and thousands.
Good evening, Senator Collins. My name's Dale Thompson. I'm from Winthrop, Maine. I'm a veteran, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I'm a very concerned constituent. My question for you is very similar to so many people have asked you tonight. Where have you been? When Elon Musk gave his Nazi salute on stage and was celebrated by your party, where were you? Where were you to stand up to say that white supremacy has no place in this country? When Doge was stood up, where were you to remind the president that standing up these organizations rests with the Congress? When USAID was shut down, where were you to remind him that he didn't have that power? That rested with you. When sitting members of Congress were denied access, their rightful and obligatory access to the Department of Treasury by a single ununiformed man and 4 police officers, where the hell were you? When our current president that threatened to annex Canada, buy Greenland, and take Panama by force if necessary, where the hell were you? When Trump and Vance ambushed our ally in the Oval Office in favor of our adversary, Putin, where the hell were you? When Trump threatened our governor to cut off funding for our children, my children, where the hell were you? I thought you chaired the board that holds the purse strings. Where the hell were you? Thank you.
I want to know if you think it's okay as a representative for all people in Minnesota, right, for you to say a couple weeks ago that you think half of us are stupid because we voted for Trump?
So I will say this, as somebody whose in-laws vote for Trump, I do not think my in-laws are idiots. And I don't think my in-laws are stupid. But I do think that Brendan Gill, who thinks that a duly elected member of Congress can be deported, is stupid and an idiot. And anybody who signs his petition is stupid and idiot. So did you sign that? No, then I don't know why you should be up here. I mean, no, I did not say half of America. No. Okay, and maybe here's a thing to think about. If you believed what they tweeted I said, maybe it is time to consider you might be in that bracket of the people I was talking about.
You are disfunding NIH, Johns Hopkins, the National Science Foundation, and you can't put that on anybody but yourself and your GOP colleagues. I would like to know how you personally stomach that decision.
Here's where we're at. We're at the dawn of a new presidential administration. The 119th Congress is about 60 days in. We have the Department of Government Efficiency that is looking at and is some, yeah. It is looking at the funding that's available for research, and in some cases that funding has either been identified or suspended or is on hold or has been terminated. I don't believe we're in a process today, at this moment, to say in any way that medical research funding is going away. I support medical research funding. If it is currently paused, if there is a concern, we take those up individually, and ultimately where we need to go is to a balanced budget. A balanced budget where we... How can you be against a balanced budget? How can you be against a balanced budget? All right. All right. Okay, let's talk about this. So your proposal to solve this is to tax the rich. So let's talk about this, because this is actually a very good point. If you look at President Joe Biden's last State of the Union address, he had a proposal called the millionaire's tax. President Biden proposed a millionaire's tax. And let me tell you, if it was enacted, it would raise $50 billion a year. That's about 200 times less than what we need to address that. So even your proposal to tax the rich fails wholeheartedly. Oh, and also, by the way, that would also hamper our nation's growth. If you're going to ask me... All right, next question.
Okay. Hello, my people. Lady Rose here. How y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you. Yeah. This salty island monarchy with its rudder, with its tabloids. These people are horrible. Yeah, did you all see that lady there? I believe her name is Cynthia or Tess or one or the other. She's one, I believe she's a doctor in something. Did you all see how she checked that guy, that old man? That jealous man who's thinking he was gonna be lucky one day to even get himself a wife like Meghan. But brother, he was not too lucky. That lady dragged him for a minute. Just fact checking. You know, those people they hate facts. They hate facts like that orange dude in the White House. Yeah, when you fact check them, you are lying. You are fake news. Pretty much, the dude is like, well, I do not hate Meghan, but everything that you're saying about her, everything that you're saying, everything coming out of your mouth about Meghan and on the cool one. If you didn't hate her, you could have told people the truth instead of coming up speaking from both sides of your mouth or speaking from your behind. That's the problem with these people. They call them royal experts. In some field here, you become an expert by going to school and getting a PhD or master's in some stuff to be called an expert. But those royals, you just gotta inherit hate from your twisted inbred DNA, and you gotta really look weird to be one part of them. I mean, those people, they really did not have like a good luck in look department. Those royals, all of them, all them tabloids, the look department, the good looks department, it wasn't part of them. It's not part of any of their DNA. All of them, the men and females. Look at that O'Sullivan. What's his name? Kevin or Kelvin? That dude, that short man. What's his name? Yeah, it looks like a little cup of tea. That little man, O'Sullivan, Kevin, or I believe it's Kevin. The one who does hang around that other, the California little witch, that little clown makeup witch. The blind one. She said she was diagnosed with blindness, like she was legally blind. But you know that blindness that God did put on her, God did that on purpose. You know. That dude upstairs, he be listening. That dude, God likes to gossip. Yeah, every time you sit down there, gossip at his ears, he be listening. That dude likes to gossip. Dude, God, you just gossip too much sometimes. I be saying some stuff under my breath, and sometimes God just be listening to those kind of stuff, and then he pulls it straight onto somebody's eyes, like that Schofield, I believe that's her name, Kinsey. Yeah, I've been gossiping about those people, so God went and took her vision. Bad thing that God could have done, but you know, because I told you all, he likes to gossip, but when you talk to his ears, they do upstairs, yeah, he been listen. And every thing you tell him, he'll be like, well, what did you say? My daughter, I'm going to take care of this one here. So God, you know, the next person you take care of, well, you're doing good with Pete and repeat already. Because them people disappearing. Right now here, people just coming to talk about Repeat's earrings. They're coming to talk about her tablecloth dresses, all those weird kind of stuff. Yeah, they got no news. Because guess who's doing the most? Everything. Who's elevating that terrible family's name out here? Meghan's success. Meghan's success and Prince Harry, they are the ones elevating that family's name with good things that they're doing for people. The Invictus Games. They got cooking shows, teaching all people's mothers. I believe one of my queens here, I believe it's Tina. Tina's mother is that auntie is like 77 years old. Tina say hello to the mama. Yeah, so Tina's mama is 77 years old. And guess what? That queen is getting out, doing her garden stuff, and all those she got encouraged after watching the With Love Meghan. You know, so Meghan Markle is doing good stuff out here, helping all the people and our elders, and Prince Harry is helping our veterans and wounded. soldiers. And meanwhile, Bulliam is going with Kitty to watch football. And when Kitty's team won, Bulliam sat down there like he was gonna cry. His 2 pieces of hair on his head couldn't even help that dude. His face looked terrible. And some people say like that was ETOH. Yeah, so he be drinking too much. And you know when you don't put them Ruski standard down, they change your looks. And you look some. Brother, you got some issues. Yes, you got some issues. You and you repeat, y'all got some issues. Only news y'all got, somebody's gonna be talking about y'all guys watching football. What is watching football doing to the UK people? How is that helping in that Brexit that y'all guys did out there? How are those food banks doing out there in the UK? We not seeing y'all guys anywhere right now. But when Harry and Meghan gonna pop up, go out to visit one charity, all of a sudden you're gonna see Repeat trying to go flip some pancakes. One day them pancakes gonna burn your face. Just wait. Yeah, you can't be playing with it. You know some chefs. I tell some chefs, you know, if you can't cook, stay away from them damn kitchens. If you are those fake kind of chefs, the chefs that don't even know how to wash them bodies, them hands and them fingers and all them nails and stuff, you know, like Repeat. When you those kind of people, don't be putting yourself in the kitchen. The fire's too hot there for people like you, for them lazy asses like you. So right now here they just going, well, Repeat just broke some royal tradition. Repeat just came out with some new something. This one here, Repeat came with, yeah, she just broke this tradition. Oh, this thing, nobody's ever done it before. Oh my goodness, this one here, Princess Diana tried to do it before, and right now, Repeat is the only one who can do it. I mean, Repeat got a degree from school where somebody else wrote papers for her. Repeat can't write, Repeat can't read, Repeat can't speak, Repeat can't do nothing. Repeat is repeating everything after everybody else about her damn own self. Guys, I just came to this Lowe's here because I need to get a fertilizer. Y'all know I bought this my new home a few minutes ago, and so I have the grass doesn't really look too healthy, so that's why I'm here to get me some fertilizer. I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know what kind they are, but I'm gonna go look for something because I need those grass to grow up and looking all cute for this summer, for me to keep me a little bit sane from this craziness that's happening in this country. I'm gonna go turn somewhere where I don't want to put my car too close to some people here, you know. Yeah, I need some good looking grass. Therefore, I need some help. I need some people who can show me what kind of fertilizer I can buy and put out there in my little garden stuff and on my grass out there, because I want them to grow up looking all cute. So when those people are rallying out there, people going to town halls, people going to march against everybody else, I'm gonna sit down, put my little chair outside, and look at what's going on out there on the YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching my brother Baron, or I'm gonna be watching all these other success-friendly channels, or I'm gonna be watching my queen, my sister Wheezy, Isabella Banks. So y'all guys, please go subscribe to my sister's channel, Isabella Banks. That's a wonderful sister. We are working very hard to get the sister 10,000 subscribers. Y'all did it for me, so let's do it for this sister, okay? Let's try to get those 10,000 subscribers for Isabella Banks' channel. So let's go back to these messed up people. Y'all saw Misan came out. The brother's just exhausted with all those that nonsense hate. So apparently he knew Meghan before all this mess started. But the brother was like, I ain't gonna stay quiet. What I'ma do right here, I'ma come speak up. And good thing he went on this, my favorite channel. That's my only favorite channel, the channel 4, the UK channel that I like the most. So y'all guys, if you haven't followed that channel on what do you call it? If you haven't followed it on TikTok, if you haven't followed it on YouTube, please follow that channel 4, because those people, they're doing some good job. God bless them. They're exposing this filthy, terrible, racist evils from that salty island. Yeah, they're exposing this family. They're doing really good job. And y'all don't forget to go to Martin's channel also on TikTok and follow the brother, because the way he drags those people. Oh, God bless you, Martin. You do a really good job. So y'all, these people were talking about Martha Stewart, compare Meghan to Martha Stewart, but guess what the lady did? She came out, she also came up with to cook this trending dish that our Duchess came out with. Yes. So to me, I'm going to take that as a support to Meghan, even though she did not say anything, but the PR happens in different ways. You don't always have to speak up, okay? Sometimes you just make a little tiny bit of gesture, and that gesture is going to help lots of stuff. So right now, let's see what are these people saying. What are the Reuters telling y'all guys about Martha Stewart cooking the one pot pasta? They haven't said anything, or maybe they saw it and they just did not want to talk, because they were just waiting for Martha Stewart to come out to say, like, well, if you cook pasta in one pot without straining the water, it's gonna be lots of carbs in pasta, and it's not too healthy, whatever. But guess what? The mother came out. The queen came out. She did not say anything bad. She came and cooked and came presented it, and she said it was trending. Like I said, even though she did not mention Meghan's name, she watches TV. And I'm sure lots of people have been tagging her on about With Love Meghan. And everybody tried to compare Meghan to Martha Stewart. But everything that Martha Stewart did was different. Martha Stewart was selling pots and stuff. And Meghan Markle's show and everything is kind of different theme in my head. So it is what it is, but we are happy. Martha stayed neutral, and if you're gonna come out here with some other, what you did was not there to help the sister, guess what? I don't play when somebody do come for my sisters. Yeah, but you are always good with that other wizard, that brother, that mugger brother of ours, Snoop Kid. So I'm just gonna leave you alone. I actually like you. So far, I ain't got nothing against you. Just be good. That's me right there. Yes. And so did y'all also see the girl who came out with the letter that the Duchess successor wrote for her? And that PR just hit it up all out there. And all the people who hated Meghan, they ain't got nothing more to say. Don't feel sorry for her. Don't feel bad for her. She got us. She got the 92%. It's a lot of us out here. Yeah, we are gonna elevate the sister. We are gonna take her business to the next level, and we're gonna sit down here. We're gonna talk for her on her behalf. We do not need pay. We do not need to be paid to support our sister. We're here for that. Guess what we share in common? We share that DNA in common. Yes, that's our African DNA that you cannot get anywhere else. So that's what we share, and it's very expensive to us. So my family, I love you. I'm gonna talk to you again in a few more days. If anything comes up before that, I'm gonna probably pop in out here tomorrow. I love you. Bye bye. I'm not sure which one I need to buy. Maybe this one here says what? No, this one here kills insects. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, maybe this one here. You know, these days it's very hard to ask about lots of stuff. So it's like just go in, read your stuff, because I'm telling you this segregation stuff that people be talking about. That segregation stuff don't sound too good. And you know I like to be independent. I do not like.
Have a good one, you too.
I do not like bothering people sometimes. You know, I should have watched YouTube. You know, YouTube has all this stuff. YouTube will tell you about all those good stuff and tell you the name and stuff. Oh, well, this one here kind of looks good. What do y'all think? And I saw the other one is way too big for me. Damn. This one here is too large for me to carry. Let me show you. It says 50% off. Okay. The tariffs haven't kicked in yet. This is what I was looking at before. But baby, did you see? That is about. Did you see that the weight on there? That's a lots of weight on there. I can't carry that. That's too heavy for me. These ones. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna go with that one because I can swing that around, flip it around, but do not try to come towards me.